不用，不是带这一边，带这一边。你拿着讲就好，拿着讲。
Good evening, everyone, and especially to 老师and all the Longevity members from Adelaide. First of all, I would like to thank the Adelaide group here who has gone a long way to help me and my husband to improve the quality of our life. And for that, we thank all of them very much from our bottom of our heart, the compassion shown. My husband has already given his testimonial and he said most of it. But what I would like to add in as a wife is that prior to his being diagnosed with cancer, the quality of life was very bad. He was running in and out of the toilet from midnight, like a ritual, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 in the morning, trying to ease himself. And he wakes me up every now so often. His temper was bad and the health system was bad, and it does interfere with our marriage life too because of the sickness. The most unfortunate part was that we were aware that he had something wrong with him, but the professional doctor actually, through his carelessness, misdiagnosed him to say there's nothing wrong with him. But as my husband said, when finally he was diagnosed with CA, it was not in the first stage, but the cancer spread to the lymph node at the lower half of the pelvic. And it was a very trying time. The shock we had, the quality of life was bad, his temper was bad, and his even appetite was very low. So we went through a long journey. It was like riding from one end to hell to another end. I've cried a lot, and we suffered a lot of it. Eventually, it's a hard time dealing with a close one who had cancer. But what happened was, he had the operation, and the group of members from Adelaide, I will not give the names because there are too many of them, but especially Sumin, Samantha, Robert, Stephen, Asan, and Teresa, and the Lord, and Paul, and even Asan's wife, and Tim. And forgive me if I did not mention the rest, but they were all there helping us through hard times. And the members also picked her to come to our house to do the adjustment for my husband. And one night, which my husband forgot to mention, was the stoma stopped and his stomach bloated. And it's quite risky that, with the water retention in his body. And Samantha did the longevity to quite late, and it starts to work again. And the whole process was like an engine running, and he messed himself, but it worked back again. And throughout the period where the members came and did the adjustment, he started discharging a lot of black fluids from the bowel, which is called the redundant because he wasn't using that, and it was really smelly. We had a hard time coping with this. And this keeps on going for about more than 4 or 5 weeks, I think, until he had radio and the discharge was still there. We asked the doctors, what are all these black discharge? The professional doctors could not give a good answer, but say that probably it's from the feces or dead cancer cell, it could be anything. But subsequently, during our last visit, the doctor did mention that it could be the dead cancer cell dislodging itself from the bowel. But what happened is that after all the adjustment, Robert gained back quality of life. I could not believe it myself, because from where he was without the adjustment, I didn't have any quality of life. I can't get to sleep. I was pacing up and down, was feeling cold, lethargic, temper was bad, and the whole lot. But as a dedicated wife, I helped him through this, and with the help from the chaperone members, And I got back the quality of life. And he has now got the appetite. He doesn't feel cold as badly as before. And at one stage, he had such a lot of energy, he even climbed up the roof to do some little work, which I said, you're not allowed to do. That shows from where he was lying in bed and in the couch, covering himself in a blanket. He had the energy to move up and down. His appetite has improved a lot. And even his temper has gone down a lot. So the best part of it is that I could have a peaceful sleep in the night without him getting up all the time. And it helps tremendously. So indirectly, our quality of life is given back to us. And as I told my husband, doctors will not call to your house every night, every day. But this group of dedicated members, they have been coming immaterial of whether they are working or not working. They make it a point to come to our house every day, every night, to tend to Robert, and also at the adjustment center. So in that way, it has given us hope that there is something still going on. And the worst part was, on the medical part of it, the doctors, the medical team itself has prepared us for the worst. They say once you start chemo and radiation, he will go downhill, he will vomit, he might even have a heart attack, lethargic, the whole lot of it. And I've got even advice from cancer survivors who says, look, get prepared, he can't eat this, he can't do that, or whatever. So I was very well prepared, and so was Robert. But then, today Robert is in the third week of his chemo and radiation itself. And the doctors have asked questions like, are you vomiting? Nausea? No. Are you in pain? No. Do you take painkiller to stop your pain? Robert says, no. That's good. Have you any other symptoms? Any problems? Robert says, no. Your blood level is still very good. And the doctors was amazed. But then there are lots of questions which science and doctors could not understand about longevity itself, but we do. So we try to explain that it's a complementary therapy. And we have done a lot of research, and one of the book was from the Cancer Council Society, which was given to us, which did mention about sort of longevity or chakra or reiki. It's the same. And they say cancer survivors have tried this, and it works. And now the Cancer Council, through the clinical research, they are doing clinical studies on this energy. How does it affect a patient to lessen their pain, able to sleep? So we are in the middle of this chemo and the radiation. Hopefully, if you can't pass through the 6 weeks test, and when the whole thing is cleared, myself and Robert will be meeting up with the Cancer Council Society because they are doing clinical research. And one of the things which we will bring up is longevity and how it has helped Robert as approved. So without saying much, I would like to thank all the members who has really contributed to help Robert in his recovery process. Thank you very much.